When you list off things that have become synonymous with pirates operating in the Caribbean throughout the golden age of piracy, it won't be long before you come to the word drink. Drinks, particularly those of the alcoholic variety, are extremely closely associated with pirates. And for good reason, they certainly enjoyed their fair share. In today's video, we will be exploring exactly what those drinks were. What did pirates drink when pillaging and boarding out on the high seas? And why exactly did they choose those specific drinks? Welcome to Walk the Plank. First and foremost, rum was the single most famous drink associated with the pirate lifestyle. It plays a huge part both in fiction and historical fact when referring to these nefarious people of the seas, and has found its way into one of the most iconic pirate phrases, "Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum." Whilst the phrase in question is taken from a fictional song from Robert Louis Stevenson's 1883 novel Treasure Island, it's no secret that pirates in reality did indeed drink rum in huge quantities. It was a plentiful drink across the Caribbean in the years spanning the golden age of piracy, as it was developed from distilling sugarcane. Plantations across the Caribbean and eastern North American continent grew sugarcane crops in massive quantities, meaning that the drink was readily available to pirates in ports and market towns on the coast, where crews would have landed to rest and restock. Plenty of rum could also be found when targeting loot on board merchant ships. It was widely enjoyed by sailors both within and outside the realms of the law, so typically when a pirate crew plundered a vessel of any kind, they could expect to claim a steady supply of rum to keep themselves satiated. And that's exactly what it did, pleased the crew, keeping them motivated and happy. The life of a pirate was often a grueling and stressful one. Risks were plentiful, and after a pirate had spent a lengthy period at sea, boredom and loneliness could easily set in. Pirates would use rum as well as other alcohol as a means of keeping themselves entertained, getting drunk with their friends as a key pastime. Rum was almost a tool used by captains to keep their crews happy, but they needed to be careful. Extra rum rations could stave off dangerous mutinies, but giving pirates too much of it could make them lazy or dependent. The pirate's life was by no means an easy one. Additionally, rum could be mixed with lime juice to create a vitamin C rich concoction that would help pirates to stave off the ghastly clutches of scurvy. The two ingredients mixed well together, and the rum helped to offset the sour taste of the limes, so pirates aimed to drink as much of the stuff as they could. Now, obviously, every human being needs water to live. Pirates had it especially tough though. Despite being constantly surrounded by miles and miles of seawater, none of it was accessible to drink, and fresh water was a rare commodity that was absolutely vital for pirates to keep on top of. However, even clean water came with its issues. Drinking water was stocked up on barrels at the beginning of pirate voyages, but with no means of treating it, it would often become stagnant, distasteful, or even unsafe to drink, becoming contaminated with bacteria or the general uncleanliness of pirate ship life. So the pirates, with this vital drinking source tormented by a stringent time limit, were faced with a big problem. Their solution? Booze. Yet another use for rum was to add it to the pirate drinking water, which would actually make it safe to drink. The rum worked as a crude yet effective antiseptic, killing the bacteria in the water and making it much more palatable. This way, pirates could stay hydrated with relative ease. As long as there was a steady supply of rum coming in, and there invariably was, a crew could keep their water fresh and safe to drink, putting off the lethal threat of dehydration. Pirates and sailors alike were even given a daily rum ration to add to their water, and the water actually helped the rum go down. It was a strange, almost symbiotic relationship that the pirates grew to develop with the spirit. Variety is the spice of life, and pirates definitely seem to think so. Alongside the astonishingly large quantities of rum that was carried aboard ships, pirates would often drink a plethora of beers, ales and ciders, giving the crew a bit more choice in what they consumed. Drinking barrel after barrel of rum could surely grow tiresome, so in the same way that modern people mix up their drinks often, pirates would broaden their palates to other types of alcohol. These drinks had their advantages. They tasted good first and foremost. Rum was incredibly strong, whereas beers and ciders can provide a more bitter or sweeter alternative. Like rum, these drinks were cheap to transport and purchase, and were enjoyed by many, making them readily available at ports and docks between pirate voyages. They also don't spoil quickly, even in the intense tropical conditions of the Caribbean. Perfect for a more casual tipple, many pirate ships found themselves stocked up with barrels of these popular drinks, which had similar effects to rum on the sailors' morale. Plus, the vitamin C found in the sweet apples of cider could be another trusty combatant against the ever-present threat of scurvy. In the golden age of piracy, rum was seemingly the nectar of the gods, a drink of 1,000 uses. As well as being a common drink in itself, not to mention an antiseptic, it was also the staple ingredient of a sweet concoction enjoyed by the more creative pirate crews, known as Bumbo or Bumbo. To make a refreshing cup of Bumbo, a pirate would mix 1 part water with 2 parts rum. Nothing special yet, but add some sugar cubes, nutmeg and cinnamon, and you've essentially got a drinkable alcoholic dessert. Something that would really raise the spirits of a miserable, thirsty pirate crew. Pirates would mix a Bumbo concoction together simply because it tasted great. Why else? It was a distinctive improvement upon the mixture of water and rum used to simply hydrate the pirates on board these ships, and pirates would often gain access to its ingredients through their plundering of merchant ships and port towns across the Caribbean and eastern coast of North America. The only catch was that some of the spices added to drinks such as Bumbo were valuable. A pirate could often make more money selling them than adding them to his or her drinks, but some of it did indeed go to the pirates themselves to keep, and thus spiced rum, or at least a very early version of it, was born. Whilst most pirates would typically drink anything he or she could get their hands on, lucky pirates would typically enjoy a serving from a barrel of wine or gin, if they could obtain it. Whilst these drinks weren't as common as rum or beer across the Caribbean in the golden age of piracy, that's not to say they weren't consumed by pirates at all. Some pirates even took cocktail making to a new level. Just like the aforementioned Bumbo, some pirates would take to making an early form of sangria known as sangaree. Wine would be mixed with oranges or peaches, as well as sugar and lemon peel to make a sweet and sour concoction, which worked well for a good celebration and to keep the scurvy away. Flip was another common cocktail-like drink made primarily from ale or brandy, mixed with lemon juice, egg yolk, sugar, and ginger, but that was possibly more of an acquired taste. Rumfestation was another pirate cocktail composed of sherry, gin, or ale mixed again with the controversial egg yolk, as well as lemon peel, cinnamon, and nutmeg with a generous helping of sugar. It goes without saying that not every pirate would have had access to each and every one of these drinks listed. Pirates patrolling the seas at different times and in different locations would have been able to exploit certain goods more than others, which would have resulted ultimately in different drinks and different foods persisting aboard their ships. Whatever a given crew was drinking, they likely had their fair share of alcohol. So there you have it, a rundown of the most commonly consumed drinks by the most infamous oceanic criminals of the golden age of piracy. Now you know how to drink like a pirate, go and grab yourself some spices and make a glass of Bumbo to enjoy the rest of our videos with. The perfect accompaniment. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'll see you next week for another one. Cheers!